My name is Cheri, and today you're in my stamp studio where I'm going to show you a card, and I'm not going to use any stamps. So there you go. I'm actually going to show you a super fast, this will be one of the fastest cards that you can make that is a wow card for your summer stamping needs. So if you're looking for a card that you can actually do a ton of them, like super quick, and they're really pretty, and it doesn't have a sentiment on it because there's not one on the outside of the card, so you can put whatever you want on the inside. So you can do different color combinations, and it's one, as long as you have the dies and you have the pigment sprinkles, then you can kind of make it whatever you want. So I have Coastal Cabana for my card base. So just fold that in half, and then I have a piece of shimmer white that's a quarter sheet of cardstock that's cut a 1/4 inch then down, and then I have 4 colors of my pigment sprinkles. And on the card that I'm going to show you after, I actually used 5. I've taken away the yellow. I think I used the mango on the other one, and I'm going to go just with these 4. So I'm going to use just a tiny bit, as little bit as I can get out of here. So this is Granny Apple Green, so they already have little holes in them if you haven't used them. I have several videos now up on my YouTube, so if you haven't seen any of the pigment sprinkles, go check out one of those. So just barely tap. I'm trying not to get like a splotch of it, and it may happen. If it does, it does. I'd like to just get, and I don't want to mess with my containers because I like to use them the way they are. So there's a tiny bit, and this is going to be a less is more. If I have less, that's okay with me. And then this is Melon Mambo. So again, I'm just holding it not at a 90-degree angle because that will get a little bit too much. Because I just went dust, kind of like what's stuck on it. And I'll hold this up and show you what I have on it when I'm done. This is a gorgeous grape. That you might be able to see a little bit better. You're going to be going, you're crazy, there's nothing on here. And then this is Bermuda Bay. My hands are a little bit dirty because I've already made this card once, and I had just cleaned my table off from the last little bit of cards. I shouldn't talk while I'm doing this. That I have made with these, because a little bit, just this much, will go everywhere, and once it's on you or on your table, oh, now you see we're going to have a lot of Bermuda Bay, which is okay because that's kind of the color of my card. So I just have it on some scrap paper so you can kind of see like there's just little dusts of it. Tiny little dusts. And that's enough to make a mess on my table. So I'm going to take, you can see here where I oversprayed my water. And my table at some points in its life gets painted all the way white, and then the more I clean it, the more of the white paint gets wiped off. So you can see this is results of, oh, it's probably not in camera angle, it gets more and more brown. So I told my husband, I'm going to need my table painted, and he said we do that in the fall. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know if we're going to make it to fall. I didn't tell him that it's because we have this new stuff I keep spraying on the table and having to clean off. So this is our little misters, and it's filled with just water. So if you're doing these, I would put a tablecloth on. For my videos, I like my white table, so I'm not. So hold it kind of high up, and you can see, you think I have nothing on here. And look, there's stuff on there. So this is better than my other one. My other one was kind of splotchy, and I didn't really want as much as what I got on my other card, my first sample, because I wanted it to have a lighter look, much more like this. Now there's not a whole lot right there, but that's okay because my butterflies that I'm using kind of cover up part of the card, and I wanted it to be a less is more. Now this is our new embossing powder, and it's shimmer white, so it's got confetti, or like, not confetti, not confetti, glitter. Come on, Cheri words. So I'm just going to take some, and the water is going to hold it on. So just kind of, it'll be clumpy, and you're not going to be able to control where it goes. I mean, once it's on, that's where it is going to be. So just kind of put some on there, and it doesn't have to be everywhere because I'm just doing it more for the glitter. I almost said confetti again. And now I'm going to heat it with my heat tool. So it will dry the water that I spritzed on and also seal the embossing powder to my card. So I'm getting a little bit of rainbow and a little bit of glitter at the same time. So if you were going to do these at home, I would probably, like if you were making multiples, I might make a whole sheet of cardstock and then cut it down into 4. Once the water's kind of gone off of it, you can pick it up. And you can kind of see. So even though it looked like I hardly had any pigment sprinkles on there, I have some. And that's kind of what I wanted, like a fairy dust of it. My other one looks more like my other cards, and I wanted less. And even though I don't have any yellow, remember I didn't put yellow, I put the Granny Apple Green and it had yellow. My other one had too much yellow because I put yellow and Granny Apple Green. So this is still a little wet right here. If you were doing it at home, just let it dry on its own where those that little water is. But because I want to finish the card for you. So there you go. So it's just a little summer cotton candy unicorn kind of feeling. So there's our background. And I have some more pretty on my table. So now I'm going to move over and I'm going to use one of my most, I think it's my most popular YouTube video, are these butterfly dies. And this is the Noble Peacock foil. So I've got 2 pieces of the peacock foil. You put it in the middle. There's 2 of the dies if you've not used them because one's a back and one's a front. So the back one is thicker. And I have changed the colors on these 2 from my original card just so you can kind of see. The other one I used the royal, like the, it's probably blueberry, the more royal blue of the foils. And I thought I would look and see what it looks like with the Bermuda Bay. So I've rolled it through once and then flip it over. So it more than likely has everywhere, but this just makes sure that it's cut better. And now that Stampin' Up! Is making their own dies, if you get some that are the new ones, because mine are the older ones that were still made by Sizzix, it may be different. I'm gonna pop those there. And then this is the Granny Apple Green. And then these, you can tell that they're different because they have smaller holes. So this will go on top. And for this card, it wouldn't really matter. You could put them in either way. Sometimes if you're using especially black on the bottom, then you want to make sure that the black's on the bottom. But for this card, it really doesn't matter. I just wanted the green on top. Now on this one, be super careful that if you put it back through, that it doesn't move because it cuts pretty well. And if you put it back through and it moves, then it just tears it all up. So that looks like it got pretty well. So we're just going to leave that like that. I'm going to put a piece of scrap paper here because this also makes kind of a mess when you take it out. So here's the new Take Your Pick tool that has the new brush in it. So you just roll this over. This way there is a foam mat, but because this makes such a mess, I'm just going to do it on my scrap paper. And then the pokey end of your Take Your Pick has the pokey part. And make sure you don't tear them because some of like the little antennas and stuff, it's a pretty delicate little die. So don't pull it. Just make sure they're all released before you yank it. Because see, their little antennas are still stuck up in there. There we go. So here's the one die. And because you've rolled it, they've all come out. So there's that one. Now let's get the Granny Apple one. Rolling on most dies will release it, but because there's so many little antennas on this, you just want to make sure. You might need to poke them out because this one's super, super delicate. This would be pretty like for shower invitations or like if you're doing some kind of a fancy tea or something. This one you could roll a little bit more while it's in to get these out, which I should have done, but because I'm talking. But just pop these out. I think that's just about all of them. And you don't even have to get all of them. Sometimes I like to leave some of them in. It just gives a little bit of interest. And then our card's just about done. So take this, and then I like to kind of see where it's all gonna fall. So first, mount your butterflies together. So you're gonna need the centers of your butterflies to mount. So put your adhesive here. And this is all I have when I do mine. I only just mount their center bodies because I like for them to kind of dangle up. So see how pretty that is where you can see through. And you could mount them all so they stick, but I like the way it looks like that. And then take this and kind of see where you want your colors to show through. So see, I have this big piece of pigment right here, and I knew that these butterflies up here, like there's a bunch of butterflies, so I knew that up here I didn't need a lot of color. So I'm also going to kind of catacorny it like this on my card. So flip this over, and because it's been wet, put your adhesive right up next to the edge. So it buckles the cardstock when it dries. So before you actually lay it down, make sure whenever you do a little catty corner like this that you've got it on. This one's not quite on there. You could cut it a tiny bit smaller when you catty corner them like this. But because I know I wanted as much pigment sprinkles on here as I could, there we go. And then I'm going to take my bone folder and just kind of burnish it because of the fact that it was heated and then dried with water on it. This flattens it all back out. Isn't that not just so pretty? Look how pretty that is. And then I'm just going to take my adhesive, and on the fat parts of the butterfly, again, it doesn't need a whole lot. You could use glue dots if you want. And then just stick this one here, however you want to arrange it. If you're going to put it on a package and it can go further off the card, that looks pretty. But if you want to keep it in an envelope, and make sure it stays on the card. And then I lift these up and press them down, partly because the foil will get fingerprints on it, so you might as well put your fingerprints on the bottom ones. And again, I kind of like when it has the little bit of lift off and the shadow effect. And then I've got these little frosted and clear embellishments that were in one of the catalogs. I think they were in the holiday catalog maybe. And I'm just going to add them on here for a little bit more summer sparkle. It just kind of matches the embossing powder. It just puts a little bit more of this silver into it. So there you go. This is a totally different look when I show you the first one I made. I wanted it softer because the first one, it's pretty. The first one's pretty, but I've done so much with the pigment sprinkles, but this one, it just looked like all of my other pigment sprinkle cards. And I was like, I wanted a little bit, because I thought I was tapping so terribly lightly that I wanted a light look. And then I really didn't want that much yellow on it. I thought, I'm just going to do a tad bit of yellow, but a tad bit of pigment sprinkles goes a really long way. So there you go. Super, super quick. And oh, and this one has the blue. See, it has the blue. And I used the, one of the patterns of paper that has, or one of the pieces that has the pattern in the foils. It's actually the designer series paper that has the patterns. And I decided it wasn't worth it because it gets kind of lost under there. So super easy cards. You can mix and match the colors, and the pigment sprinkles are addicting. So if you get started with it, you're going to end up with a whole bunch of cards because they're so super pretty. But you could just keep these on hand and have a bunch of cards ready to go and just put the sentiment that you need on the inside. I will tell you that I'm on vacation this week. Well, I'm not right now, obviously, because I'm filming, but I will be when this posts. So if you go to my website, stampinonline.com, I will have the supplies that you need for this, and I do have a while I'm on vacation special. So there's bonus bucks, there's my July thank you special, and then there is an additional special while I'm on vacation. You get some free blends. So run over to stampinonline.com and check out all of the July specials, because Stampin' Up! Has one too. So everybody have a great summer, and I hope you like this super quick and easy, fast summer card. Have a great day. Bye.